All right, well, I think we're going to start at the morning with the Hellraiser, see if we can get anything on some top water. This is a chrome. We've got some waves and a little sun this morning. See how this baby does.
Okay, let's see.
I just made a switch, about 15 minutes throwing the Hellraiser. I tied on one of my own little, you know, special made Debo customs here on a little jig head that I made, and threw it in. Had a fish come up, bite it, tore off his tail. I can't believe that, dude. I wasn't ready for it. Just like literally went like this. He come up, destroyed it. Stuff is chasing and popping out here. Tighten up my drag. Put a new reel on here. Wasn't ready for it. Get out of that crap. All right, well, there we go. Decent fish to start the day. A little chunko to start the day. Think you wanted that? I'll take it. Okay, so we talk about making changes. I've seen fish chasing bait. That's a solid 1.5 pounds. Could be closer to a 2. He's a chunky little guy, 1.75 pounds. Good chunk of a fish there. All right, anyway, after making the switch, good little 1.5 pounds. For 15 minutes, I had thrown the Hellraiser, nothing, not a bite, sniff, swipe, swirl, nothing. Switched to that, my homemade, the new Do It, I forget what the new head is called, super razor sharp little hooks on them, and then my homemade little swim bait. Yeah, the little slick shiner, some lavender shad, purple's what I call it. Good enough for the first fish of the day anyway. Downsizing here a little bit. Like I said, I've seen them pop. Better tighten my drag up. Seen them popping and moving. Didn't want top water, so I'm going just under the surface with this. Hopefully they're chasing smaller bait and we can target a few more. Look at that. Look at that in the water. Oh, doesn't that look gorgeous? Yes. There's another one. Smoked it right on the edge of the wood. Get out of there. Okay, well, oh my gosh. Talk about making a change. How do you know that change worked? Smaller bait, subsurface, not quite as active, but look at that. That is a sign they want a little downsized paddle tail. Holy smokes. Wowzers. Okay, there we go. Another feisty one over 1 pound. Thanks for eating, feller. DEBO'S lavender shad. Who knew, huh? Who knew? Now the cool thing is with this really soft plastisol that I use, look at that. You can go extremely slow because it's so soft and get a tail wag wobble out of that. Now, of course, your durability is not going to be as good, but that is one big key to using a super soft plastic is strolling something like this on the bottom if you want to action at really slow speeds, softer plastic. Oh, he came back. Hit it and came back. Gosh, gets down in that wood. No, get out of that crap. Get out of there, feller. This is why light line makes me nervous. Getting in and around that wood. It's not that you can't land the fish. As a bank angler, if they get in stuff like that, you're screwed. Look at that, dude. Every single one of them. He hit it once, missed him, he came back. Down the hatch. I would say match the hatch today is what it's about. Another little pounder. Thanks, feller. Simple little paddle tail, as simple as a summer finesse lure goes. Always seems like toward the end of summer. That's a good fish catcher. And as today is showing, it's paying off all right, I guess. No monsters yet, but oh, bit it. Come back, come back, come back, come back. He popped it. Ah. First one that hasn't come back after hitting it. Yep. Oh my gosh. Alright, well I'm getting a new swim bait on here. I do like that these have the screw lock keeper. Nice for keeping your bait on there nice and straight when you're pulling it through grass or even some of this wood. That is a big key to these, is making sure you get your swim bait on completely straight, just like that, straight through the middle. Something else out here just jumped again as I was getting this tied on. I'm out of my lavender shad. Hopefully the pearl with purple flake will be close enough to entice a couple. So they are definitely out here eating. Oh my gosh, look at that. Come eat my paddle tail fish. All right, well, spent 30 something minutes with the little finesse bait there. Let's try going back to the Hellraiser, see if anything. Well, that's not good. I know what you're thinking, right? You got boots on, go get it. Well, that's gonna be way up past my waist out there. That's funny, a little piece of wood there, a little stick sticking out. Another one. Well, find wood, throw a little finesse swim bait by wood, catch a few fish. Been a lull there for a minute, lost my Hellraiser, lost my Spinex swim jig with the little deal on top. I just lost my grip on that fish. It's been a day of losses, but a day of gaining fish on a homemade Debos swim bait. Give and take. Fishing's a game of give and take. All right, well, took a break, walked around the rest of the lake, caught one fish, well, half the lake. Caught one fish, getting ready to roll out for the day, for the morning, I guess. See if I can find one more before I go. Oh, son of a biscuit. How much you want to bet he took my tail? Man, that one hammered it too. And I missed him. That's a fish. Thumped it. Yes, sir. I had 2 bites over there. All right. Another one on the old Debos special. Staying pinned too. I like it. Another one over a pound. Ow! Another one over a pound as he put that in my finger. There we go. Another chunky little 1.25 pounds. On my way out here, I said, okay, I'm going to throw a few more casts. See if we can add a couple more to the tally. That was one. I had like 2 or 3 bites over there too. See, can we get one more? I'll end up getting greedy here and getting snagged and losing it, but that was a branch. That was a branch. That was a branch on a fish. Okay, okay. What do we got? All right, fishing friends. Super fun day on the water, especially when you're catching fish on something that you made. That is the new Do It little finesse swim bait head and the slick shiner that's been out for some time. But this extra soft plastisol that I got, I've never really played with this, and you can see how limp that plastic is, and it really gives that plastic a ton of action. If you go with something stiffer, durability is a little bit better, but you lose some of that, especially when you're going at slow speed. So you can see this has been all ripped apart. It does rip a little bit easier there with the soft plastic, but the screw lock keeper kept the plastic on there. But this was the second swim bait I had. I only went through 2. No, 3, because I did get a tail bit off. But that's the original color I was throwing, that lavender shad. I wish I would have had more of those. Did it make much of a difference? Probably not. You know, it was probably just a profile thing. But, man, I like purple. I like the swim bait head, too, that you can add the little eyes on it. That's some of the new powder paint that, I forget what it is. I'll link all this below so you can check them out. The new finesse head, the new paints. Especially with winter coming up, it's a fun winter project to do. Now, as for the combo, I've had a few people asking me about this. This is the Shimano Miravel reel. Really liking that spinning reel a lot. I had not set my drag. I had 2 of these Miravels I got. I ordered one and ordered another one, forgot about it. But Spooled this one up, worked really well once I get it set. Drag is nice on it. It's a super comfortable reel. I like the T-handle. I know some people don't like those, but overall in the hand, the reel feels really nice. That's the P-line Spinex braid, so it's got the multicolor. I think it's like every meter it switches from pink to blue, so you can see how deep your line's going. And then this one you all have seen before. That's the Dobbins Caden rod. Like that one a lot. And this one is, you can see the specs there. 7'1", medium light, fast action, rated for lures 1/8 to 1/2 ounce. You can see like shaky heads, worms. It's really one that's done a lot for me, and I really like the combo in hand. Feels good. And I think, oh, the line, I think that's 12-pound line, and then I was going to an 8-pound leader, and around all that wood. That's why I always say, as a bank angler, going with light lines makes me nervous, because it's not, you can't fight the fish. You can fight a fish on 3-pound mono. But once you start to get around all that wood and covering stuff, that's when you get in trouble. But held up well. Really like the little swim baits. A ton of fun. And I've got another one coming up using this as well, but it's a little bit different because the days are starting to change here, right? At night, it's getting down to like, it was 40 the other night. Leaves are starting to change colors, so you got to be able to adapt and change stuff up a little bit. It's not going to be the exact same way you've been catching them throughout the super hot summer days. Now, today's subscribe fishing friend is going to Dave Washburn. Dave, I completely agree. Everybody's got their confidence lures, but it's fun to try different stuff out. You never know. You never know until you give something a try. I know I always go back to the Whopper Plopper. I held out on that for so long. I'm like, that thing looks dumb as hell. I'm not going to try it. It's a gimmick. And I tried it. I'm like, okay, I actually love this thing. So you never know. Give something a try. You know, I was just throwing flukes. You're going to see another video coming up with me throwing flukes. I tend to put the fluke aside and just have a, you know, a stick bait, you know, a Cinco ready to throw. That's kind of my follow-up bait. But man, there are sometimes when a fluke just crushes it, and you'll see that coming up soon. So anyway, that's enough for me. I need to edit. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time.